Hello, welcome, and prepare to be disappointed about this third episode of this cleanup slash restoration, but not really, of the Squier Vintage Modified Telecaster Special. And yeah, not much was accomplished this day. This episode sucks. I had an issue with the tuner, which had to be disassembled, which I have no footage of, and that ate away most of my day. So what you're gonna see is gonna be mostly kitchen slash chemistry stuff, and not even the real interesting one. Certainly not as much as the previous episode, at least. But hey, feel free to skip this one and just leave it running in the background so that I get the viewing time. So that's honesty out of the way. Okay, here's the tuner. Now, this is not the one that failed. This is just one of the tuners that I'm inspecting because I'm going to clean it. These did not go to the kitchen because, yeah, I don't think you should be dipping your tuners in anything, even if they were sealed. You're asking for trouble. You're asking for issues with the lubricant and probably, messing with the internals. Not a good idea. I'm just going to go at it with a little bit of alcohol on a brush. And you can see that some of the chrome is chipped away and there's a little bit of rust, but nothing that I cannot deal with in a drier way. Okay, there's still some stuff that's gonna have to go to the kitchen out of the things that I have here. So yeah, I'm sorry, but it's time for more chemistry. I did warn you though. All right, there's not much mystery to this. We have these things left. There's a strap buttons, a couple washers that are tarnished for some reason, and these felts which are tarnished as well. They're kind of greenish, kind of brownish. So yeah, you can barely see it, but while I'm at it, why not, test and see what happens with, tarnish some form of cloth. I mean, this could be a valuable lesson for never in my life. But yeah, I spit it up and like 30, 40 seconds went by. And yeah, that's what they look like. It's kind of cleanish. This could prove to be worthy knowledge at some point. This one still has a few seconds to go. This is white vinegar and salt, by the way, in case you didn't watch the previous video where I explained what's going on here. This is basically acid attack on the tarnish and the oxide. But what the hell? I had to find out somehow if this was worth the trouble. Yes, it is. I mean, I still had to dip the rest of the parts, so what's the damage in adding the felt washers? Anyway, let the stuff rest for a few more seconds. A little bit of inspecting, brushing, and well, look at these felts. I mean, I'm never going to be seeing this part of these felts ever again, but it was worth the trouble because half of this is not about the cleaning, it's about the stuff that I learn along the way and how I get to apply them later. And that's just too fucking zen for me. Okay, yeah, a little bit of a rinse, a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, everything looks great. All right, let's go back to things that matter. All right, so we're back on the bench. Isopropyl alcohol, brush, some paper towels, nothing out of the ordinary, just going over everything because this is the last time that this guitar is going to be disassembled like this. And then all of a sudden, everything's going to shit. Now, all these tools had a purpose that happened off camera. Why off camera? Well, because I was stressed and I was pissed and I was like, all right, gotta focus on fixing what I gotta fix and we'll see about the filming part later. But anyway, all these tools had a purpose and please allow me to elaborate because this might not be as interesting as watching the process itself, but to me it's just as valuable, if not more, because this is the kind of stuff that you stumble upon when you get a guitar you have no idea what it's been through. Like, have a look at this shaft. Does it look straight to you? If it does, you should probably go to a doctor because there's something wrong with you. But yeah, I missed this. I completely missed this. There were tuning issues, and I never noticed that it was bent like this. I just thought it was a knot or poor stringing or all strings, but yeah, I didn't realize it was bent like this. And in hindsight, yeah, it felt like the worm lost contact with the pinion gear. And upon inspection, I can see that the pinion gear is okay. The base plate got bent as I opened it because these are tough as fuck to open. But yeah, I mean, nothing is going to be visible and nothing structural. So yeah, I will set this straight again. But yeah, you can see the pinion straight. The pinion gear is fine. This was the issue. These cases are really tough. Bending open these tabs is it's a pain, but yeah. So anyway, now I gotta get this shaft straightened, which again, it's gonna happen off camera because like I said, I was pissed, I was stressed, and I just wanted to get this done, and I was documenting my progress through Instagram stories where I was getting real preachy about how when you go check out a guitar and the dude's talking to you the whole time and like she's getting you distracted, which I do not necessarily attribute to malice every single time, but I've been through enough of these to know that it is sometimes the case. That dude's trying to get into your head so you cannot focus on the guitar, so you do not find whatever the fuck is wrong with the thing, which is the reason why he's selling it. But yeah, Next time you're in that situation, ask the dude for a glass of water. Get yourself 2 minutes to focus on the guitar. I don't know, just don't shut the fuck up for a second. I mean, you're not making friends, you're buying a guitar, so yeah. What the fuck am I doing with my hands there? Anyway, enough preaching for now. I'm gonna preach you again. Okay, fuck it. Let's just skip forward to the point where this thing is solved. So here it is. This is as straight as I was able to get it without risking breaking it. It is not microscopically perfect, but the worm section is as straight as you could wish for, and when it comes to tuning stability, that's what matters. And since I'm recording this weeks after this was filmed, I can tell you that tuning now holds perfectly. Now this base plate needs to be straightened as well, and I'm going to use the same method, which I'm not going to show you again, but yeah, means going full caveman, because I do not own a vise, so all I can do is get 5 pliers and a couple of pieces of wood, because I'm trying not to leave marks anywhere. So you can see those marks in the wood. That's where the worm was resting. So I held it in place between those 2 pieces, and I just held that tight with the vice pliers, and I grabbed a piece of wood and I smacked the piece of wood with a hammer. And that's how I straightened that shaft, and that's how I'm gonna straighten that base plate. And I'm gonna cut to that right now. Isn't editing wonderful? Okay, once again, I'm sorry you had to miss the hammering part. It was not that interesting, but yeah, if you look close enough, you'll notice that it is not absolutely perfectly flat, but it is as flat as I could get it, and once it's laying against the surface of a headstock, it doesn't matter, you won't notice it. Crucially, it turns unimpeded and it doesn't wiggle, which is what we want. Same thing here. The shaft sits within the casing perfectly. The worm is straight. I'm holding my finger there and I'm turning it. I can see that the button, like, it goes back and forth a little bit as I turn, which you don't notice once this is assembled. But crucially, pressure against my fingernail is just perfectly even. So that's what matters. It is a little bit chewed up. It's not going to show once I assemble it. And as long as it holds tuning fine, I'm fine with it. So here it is. It is assembled. I'm sorry I couldn't show you that. I promise it's the only part of the process that I omitted, and I'll probably explain why. But yeah, it works perfectly. It looks just almost the same as all the others, and as I'm holding it here from the shaft and I'm turning, I can feel that the torque is constant, and the moment I invert rotation, there is a little bit of play because these are not rubber automatics or something, but it is exactly the same as the other tuners of the set. So yeah, I can feel like it touches there when I get to a certain point, but that is the shaft against the case. So I didn't really care about that, and after a couple days it just went away, and tuning holds perfectly, so that's what matters, okay? Now, why go through all this trouble for one lousy tuner? Well, I'm in a dark corner of South America, and getting one of these is just fucking impossible. Getting the full set seemed wasteful, and it's gonna be like 50, 60 bucks at least. I didn't think it was worth it, so I just fixed it. And so we're basically back on track. So yeah, just tidy up everything and then start going again at the thing with, you know, a little bit of alcohol and paper towels and a brush, and just check everything. Like I said, this is the last time this guitar is gonna be completely in pieces. So it is worth it to just have a look at everything and see if I, find something wrong like that tuner. Luckily, that didn't happen, so I just got rid of some finger marks, and I'm cleaning the scratch plate as well, which I have never seen so much dirt underneath a scratch plate. But what bugged me the most is that it seemed as it had been scratched on purpose. Like, that was not normal use at all, and I wanted to do something about that. So guess where we're going? We're back in the kitchen, yay! And I know this might be sacrilege to a bunch of people because the scratch plate is for scratching, but this is not normal. It doesn't match the wear of the guitar, at least judging by the frets and stuff like that. It only matches how mistreated it was. So I masked off a couple of sections on the back, and I went at them with 240 grit sandpaper just to try to emulate the damage that's on the top side. And then I tried to undo that, first with 1200 grit, then 2000, then steel wool, which I think was a mistake because it left some additional scratches, but this wasn't going anywhere anyway. And then I tried stiff green, which didn't work either. I also did some experiments with acetone, which created this discoloration. So then on the other area, I decided to go for a different approach. I used a bit of Virtuoso cleaner and then a bit of Virtuoso polish. And the result is actually kind of what I was after, because it does not look brand new, but it looks like normally scratched. Like, it gives it sort of a mirror finish. It's not that white, cloudy, like it was scraped with a wire brush, which here I'm giving it another look with on a different light. And you can see that this is just, I hate the way this looks. So yeah, again, like I've been saying from the beginning, I am not trying to make this guitar look new. I want to make it look used but respected. And of course, I'm going to use as a base what's already there. But yeah, I'm just going to go first, clean it, of course, then go at it with a little bit of Virtuoso cleaner. And I just want to compare, okay? So here you got it. See that area that's kind of shiny, it's still scratched. It still looks like a normal guitar would look at for a few years. But compare that to no cleaning. The area that's being cleaned, well, or polished with a cleaner, it looks like kind of shiny, but still scratched, kind of normally. Same as I got on the other side. I didn't even polish it yet. I just used a little bit of paper to get rid of the residue, but yeah, the difference already a lot. Then some polish compound so that then I can do it before and after. And yeah, I know this might seem like a waste of time to a bunch of people, but yeah, what am I gonna do? Like trying to get one of these? Good luck getting a vintage modified with this. God, forget about it. And besides, it would be a brand new. Wouldn't look right. And also would be a waste. You know what? Fuck you. This is what I'm doing. If you don't like it, go comment on the gear page or something. Took me 3 videos to mention them. So I used some polish where I used cleaner and then only cleaner next to it, because why do a proper A/B test? And here's what it looks like. I mean, there's not much difference between cleaning and polishing and just a cleaning compound. Anyway, they're different areas, so they had different wear to begin with. But all in all, this looks the way that I wanted it to look. Still looks used. It is not as white and cloudy as it was before. Yeah, all these scratches are not going away. Maybe I could have gone a little bit further, but yeah, it does not look this white, this awful. But yeah, I don't know if it can really be appreciated with these images, but overall, I'm very pleased with the result. Subtle as it may seem, this is quite what I was looking for. So yeah, let's just get this thing finished and get out of this kitchen for good this time. So now, because I'm a very logical person, I'm gonna use a cleaner on the whole thing again, because I don't know, I feel like this will, I don't know, give me some sort of an even result, even though there are like 3 very defined areas of different types of wear. But yeah, whatever. Then it's time for the polishing compound. And again, I'm trying to even everything out. And to be honest, be prepared to be disappointed again. Because yeah, a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And this is the final result. I mean, it looks kind of the same that I showed you at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, less cloudy, still scratched. There's a lot of stuff that I could not get rid of that I would have actually liked. Like that line there. There's no way that was done with the strings on, by the way. It was either during a string change or like somebody really did that on purpose. But regardless, if I wanted to go any further with this, I would have had to upgrade to something like car bumper polishing compound or something like that, which was not the scope of this stuff. I think I landed quite in the ballpark of what I was going for. And once it's installed on the guitar, you're going to see it. It's going to look fine. Okay, so let's just get out of this kitchen for good this time. Alright, mercifully, we're out of the kitchen, this time for good. We're not going back, that's a promise. Just like I promised, I would not accomplish much on this video, and what the hell, I kept my word. So, wrapping things up, the cover of the neck pickup. I ended up deciding I would not be polishing it, it's too risky, doesn't need it. The way it shows, it kind of matches what the pickguard ended up looking like, so once I put the whole thing back together, it's gonna look normal. Anyway, next video, getting rid of all that rust left by the bridge. General cleaning, general polishing, inspecting the electronics, making sure everything's fine down there, installing a treble bleed, getting rid of the rust on the pole pieces with a dry method that I never see mentioned when it comes to guitars. It doesn't risk the pickups and doesn't involve going back to the kitchen, thankfully. And yeah, then putting the whole thing back together, setting it up, and hopefully making up for this clusterfuck on the next video. But if you stuck around, thanks for watching. I'm terribly sorry. And yeah, see you on the next one.